Yeah, well, so what's happening with the Greek economy? Not very much. It's sort of stabilised. It's barely growing. The interesting thing has been the Greek election, which took place earlier in the year. Syriza won with a mandate to end austerity and also renegotiate the debt with the rest of Europe. Those two objectives are mutually incompatible, certainly as far as the rest of Europe are concerned, although they don't seem to be as far as Greece is concerned. There's been a lot of bad will on both sides. Both sides have been trying to talk to each other, but the Greeks have been really rather rude about the Germans, and the Germans have been quite rude about the Greeks. And it doesn't seem like the negotiations are going particularly well. Right now, Greece is in quite a tricky situation because essentially they can't print their own money, and they're running out of it. And they've got to pay their pensioners, they've got to pay the Greek government workers, and they've got to make repayments to the IMF and the EU. Now, for the most part, they're essentially fairly close to being bankrupt. At any moment, it could easily be they can't make a payment to somebody and they have to choose who not to pay. As a left-wing government, they'll find it very hard not to pay their own people in Greece. But if they renege on a payment to EU or the IMF, then that's a default and that has international consequences. So we're going to have a series of crises, I think, for the next 2 or 3 months, as they desperately try and scrabble around and find money. But when it gets to the summer, there are some very large repayments due to the IMF that they are very unlikely to be able to find the money for. And so we need a full-scale renegotiation of the Greek debt situation by the end of June. And that's what everybody's sort of working to. And in the way of the EU, you probably won't get a resolution of that until the very last moment. So I predict more crises to come over the next few months, and then either a big crisis when Greece can't make its repayments, or some sort of agreement by the end of June.